Question 8. There are 106 cars and motorcycles in a car park at a shopping center. So there were 366 wheels altogether. So find the number of motorcycles in the car park. So this question is obviously a guess and check question. Okay, so there are two ways that we can approach this question. So I'm going to show you both ways. So the first way, right, it will be we call this a guess and check modified method. Okay, so guys, what do I mean by modified method, right? Is that for a normal guess and check method, you have to usually guess a few times. Okay, and sometimes you might not get the answer after multiple tries. So for this guess and check modified methods, right, guys? I can tell you, I am very confident that you will get it within 2 tries. Okay, so this is what I meant. And for the other method, right, is the assumption method. Okay, so this is the method that I will recommend. Okay, of course, if you are good and you are used to using this method, you can understand. Of course, this assumption method will be much faster. Okay, but if you are very used to guess and check, I suggest you learn the modified method. Okay, so now there are 106 cars and motorcycles all together, right? So guys, what do we do is that we try to represent data in a way that is easier for us to interpret. So we have the cars and we have the motorcycles. So we do not know how many cars are there and how many motorcycles are there. But each car, there are 4 wheels. And each motorcycle, there are 2 wheels. Okay. And all in all, there are 106 vehicles. And of course, there are 366 wheels. So what we need to do, right, guys, for the guess and check modified method, let's draw a table. And because we're going to get it within 2 tries, right, okay, I just need the header and 2 rows. You can draw the rows a little bit bigger so that you can do your calculations in the boxes. Okay, so the first column will be the number of cars and the number of motorcycles and number of cars that the wheels that the cars have, number of wheels that the motorcycle has, total wheels, and lastly we have to do a check. Okay, so the first will be a car, second will be a motorcycle. So we have the wheels of the cars, then we have the wheels of the motorcycle, then we have the total wheels, and we will do a check. This check is to make sure that it is total number of wheels should be 366. Alright guys, can you please take note that the number of cars and motorcycle must be the same as the total vehicle. That will be 106. Okay. So guys, what is the first guess that we will do? What we will do is that maybe it's somewhere in the middle. Doesn't need to be necessarily somewhere right in the middle like you have to take 1060 divided by 2. Not really. Okay. Maybe I think you can start with any number, but I think of course if we start somewhere in the middle, it will be better. Okay. So maybe let's just pretty much just divide this into two roughly. So we have 106 is about 100, right? So maybe I can just start off with 50 cars and 56 motorcycles. Okay, this will work. Okay, but if you want to really divide it into two, you also can. Okay, so either way it works. But I just show you that what happens if you you really want to divide it into two. So 106 divided into 2, we have 53. Okay, so we will start off with 53 cars and also 53 motorcycles. So the number of wheels of the cars, it will be 53 times 4. We will have 2, 1, 2. And the number of wheels of the motorcycle, we have 53 motorcycles, right? So we times 2. We have 106. So the total number of wheels we have here, right, it will be 212 plus 106. We have 318. But we need 366. So of course the first check is wrong. Okay? Because we have to do these 3 steps in order for us to get the answer. Okay, so the first step it will be minus, second step minus, third step divide. So we call this the minus minus divide method. So the first minus, right, we minus the total. So where's the total? 366, 366 and 318. Okay, so what we do, 366 minus 318, we have 48. Okay, and the second minus, we minus away the individual. Okay, so guys, what do I mean by the individual? Is here. Individual is one. Okay, so one car and one motorcycle. You can see the 4 wheels and 2 wheels. So we'll just do this. 4 minus 2 equals to 2. And lastly, we will divide. Okay, divide the 2 together, we will have 48 divided by 2, we have 24. Okay, so now you see there are two in the first guess, right? There are 2 failed wheels. Okay, so what we need to do, right, is to increase the number of cars because the cars has more wheels. So if we increase the number of cars, we'll have more wheels. So how many to increase by? Can you see this? 24. Okay, so this is the magic number that we have to add in order to get the answer in the second try. Okay, so 53, we need to plus 24. So of course, down here we have 77. Then this 53, we have to minus away 24 from the motorcycle. So of course we'll get 29. Okay. So next step is to find the total number of wheels for the cars. So 77. 77 times 4. What do we get? We have 308. How many motorcycles are there? 29. 29 times 2, we have 58. So the total number, isn't it 308 plus 58? We will get 366. And we got the correct answer. Okay, so guys, this is the modified guess and check method. Promise to get you the answer within 2 steps. Okay. Next, we can also do the assumption method. Okay, guys, assumption method, they are altogether 6 steps. So the first step, right, is this. We have to assume all vehicles are either the cars or motorcycle. But usually for Mr. O, right, I like to assume that all are the vehicles that has lesser wheels. Okay, so in this case, we will have the motorcycles. Okay, so we assume that all are motorcycles. Okay, so if we assume all are motorcycles, the next step, we will find what is the assumed total. Assumed total, of course, is the assumed total number of wheels. So that will be, so now we are assuming that, guys, all 106 vehicles, they are all motorcycles. So if I have 106 motorcycles here, each one has 2. So that will be 212, okay, wheels. And next, number 3, you write down the actual total wheels. Actual total based on the question, it should be 366, right? So we write it down. Step number 4, what is the difference in the total. So difference in the total, isn't it 366 minus 212? We will have 154. Okay. Then next, step 5, right? Okay, guys, we need to have the difference. We call it the 1 1 difference. Okay, or we can call it the individual difference. What do I mean by 1 1? Okay, 1 1 means there's one car, one motorcycle. What is the difference in the number of wheels? So isn't it 4 minus 2 equals to 2? Okay, then number 6, what we do is that we divide the difference. Okay, so when we divide the difference, it is 154 divided by 2. We have 77. Okay, guys. Now, I want you to take a look here. If we assume that all vehicles are motorcycles, that means this 77, it will be the opposite. Okay, it will be the number of cars. Okay, and please take note, guys. This is not the answer because they ask you for the number of motorcycle, right? So how do you go about finding the number of motorcycles? We know that they are altogether 106 of them, minus away 77 cars. I will get 29 motorcycles. Okay. So guys, it depends on which method you are more comfortable with. Okay, guess and check, it works. Assumption, it also works. I think most importantly is that you find a method that you are comfortable with. Okay, then you can apply it so that you do not make any careless mistake along the way. But the best thing is that learn both methods. So if one method you cannot get the answer, you can use the other method. Or if you use the one method to get the answer, you can use the other method to double check. Okay, so basically this is the guess and check modified method and the assumption method.